In this tutorial, I'm going to be showing you, of course, the Apple Watch as you can see, but a way how you can make sure that the Apple Watch is on Vibrate only. And it's kind of tricky because if you go to your Apple Watch app on your iPhone and simply search there for it to vibrate, there is no such thing as vibrations on the Apple Watch. The Apple Watch, as you know, has a taptic engine, so you're not getting technically vibrations but haptic feedback. And this is how we need to think about it. At first, of course, right here in the settings, make sure to go to the sounds and haptics. And there, make sure that the Apple Watch is set to silent, because of course, we just want to make sure that the Apple Watch vibrates only, so we don't get any other way of notification, including the sound. So once this is enabled, the slider above it becomes irrelevant because it doesn't matter how loud it is when it's disabled. And under it, there are a couple of things that we need to enable. And of course, it depends on how you want to have it, but I would advise you to keep it this way. So haptic alerts, of course, has to be enabled. That's the basic behind the vibration. So if this is not turned on, then no haptic feedback, aka no vibrations, will happen on your Apple Watch. And also there is the option to choose default or prominent haptic feedback. Prominent haptic feedback is just a fancy way of saying that the vibration or haptic feedback is going to be longer and stronger on your wrist. But I personally keep it at the default. I just think that I still get the notifications. I can feel it on my wrist. I don't have any problem. I just don't need this to be any stronger than it is on a default. And also under it, you have crown haptics and system haptics. So this means, and like we said, haptics becomes the vibration, it just equals the vibration on the Apple Watch. So whenever you're rotating the digital crown, when you want to feel the feedback on your wrist, make sure that this is enabled. So it's just going to tap your wrist, as you can see, when you rotate the digital crown to scroll. And it doesn't matter where you are, what app you use, it will just always do it. And also system haptics for system controls and interactions, depending on what you do, depending on how developers implement it. But you, of course, get what I mean. You probably have that enabled as well. And if no, just turn it on and play around with your Apple Watch and you're going to feel it definitely somewhere. So this is exactly how you can enable it and disable it. Of course, you can bring your Apple Watch as well. And if you swipe up on it on the lock screen, you're going to see some controls. And as you can see, the bell icon has to be red. And that means that your Apple Watch is still silent. If this is unchecked and if it's not enabled, you will, of course, see the feel the haptics, but it's going to be accompanied with the sound, and you apparently want to avoid it when you just want to keep the haptics only. So make sure that you don't enable the sounds on the Apple Watch by default, by accident, whenever you're doing something on a watch. So make sure that the red icon is still red on your Apple Watch. Other than that, I just only need to say that you should also keep your iPhone on silent as well, if you just want all of the things to be silent. And yeah, of course, if you have your iPhone in your pocket and you get a notification on your Apple Watch, your iPhone is not gonna make any noise, any sound. So even if it would be turned on, even if all of the sounds and notifications were loud on the iPhone in your pocket, once you have your Apple Watch on your wrist and there the notifications are silenced, then you're not gonna hear any sound. So you need to play around with it, but this is just how it works. Hopefully I helped you, and hopefully I did provide you some of the solutions that you were looking for. In case you have some other questions or things that you want to ask, down below in the comment section is the right place to do so. I try to reply to most of the comments, so I will probably get to yours as well. Thank you very much for watching, and we can see each other in the future as well.